Rick Fehr was introduced to the game when he was 10 years old. The Fehrs were members at Sandpoint Country Club in Seattle, and Rick got a little instruction from the club's PGA head pro, Ron Hagen, but he was a self-described self-starter. Rick started playing rounds with other young players at Sandpoint and quickly rose to the top. At age 12, he won his age bracket in the Seattle Junior Am and later attended nearby Nathan Hale High School, playing on the boys' golf team. Rick began building an impressive playing resume. He won the WJGA state title in '79 and later that summer won the PGA Junior National Championship. Rick was highly recruited by college golf teams, and it was his friend Mike Gove who encouraged him to look at BYU. It was at BYU that Rick's game became transcendent. He helped lead the team to the 1981 national title and later that summer won the PNGA Men's Am. While in college, he won the Western Am, was a two-time first-team All-American, a semi-finalist in the 1982 US Am, selected for two Morse Cup teams in the Pacific Coast Am, and was named to the 1983 Walker Cup team. In 1983, he was also a runner-up for the College Player of the Year award. In 1984, Rick was a low amateur at both the Masters and the US Open. He qualified for the PGA Tour in 1985, and during his 18 years on tour, Rick won twice and had 41 top 10 finishes. Rick and his wife Terry started a family, and it became more difficult for him to leave home, so he began to make plans for the time when his tour days would end. He began to serve as an agent for other tour pros, and after his last season on tour, he put his attention into teaching. A Class A member of the PGA of America, he opened his own academy in the Seattle area and also taught at TPC Scottsdale in Arizona. Although he occasionally plays in a senior tour event, he knows that is not where his interest is. "I love teaching," he says. "Rather than play the game myself nowadays, I'd much rather attend a tournament to watch one of my young students. I get a lot of satisfaction seeing someone succeed, not necessarily win, but reach their own potential, at whatever level that is. I'm lucky in that I feel the game has come full circle for me."
Tonight?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that you talked. I think it was a pretty thorough investigation.
Exhausted. So you start off. Ron Hagen told me that you were about 5 years old when he first saw you, and you were hanging around the shop at Sandpoint. And I get word though that it was actually your mother who kind of got you kick-started into the game of golf, and maybe more than other sports. Is that right?
Is that right? Okay. All right. I recall getting started really, with carrying my dad's clubs around, kind of introduced as a caddy, and then fortunate enough to have an opportunity to start playing a little bit around 10 years old. But yeah, I'm sure my recollection when I was 5 is a little bit foggy right now.
Did you play other sports as a kid?
I did. I played. I sat the bench most of the game in junior high for basketball. Got it for the last 46 seconds, but baseball, I think I was a pretty decent player. And then in the little league, about 12 years old, I decided to focus just on golf.
So I was giving you that time about being Mr. Calm on the golf course and on television for this. And your dad was telling me that one time early on when you were 12, you're caddying for him out at Sandpoint, and you get to number 9, and hadn't said a word the whole way around, and Dad gets an 8-iron. And Jerry's a fabulous player, as you all know, and the 12-year-old pipes up and says, "I think you got too much club." So where does that come from a 12-year-old?
I think I was pretty convinced I was right.
And do you remember what happened?
I think it worked out pretty good. I think he pulled it out.
He holds out the 9-iron with a little advice from his son. How about that? I'm not sure if that clause is for you or for Jerry, but either way, it's for just being a great family together, that's for sure. What was it about Sandpoint that got you prepared, do you think, for your future in this game?
Well, I think first of all, just as we all know in this room, access to a golf course is, I think, 90% of it. And certainly now that I'm teaching, I have a lot of students that just aren't getting on the golf course enough. And here I was fortunate enough to go play pretty much as I wanted. And then I would imagine all the uneven lies and small greens and all that. I knew no different at the time. I go back and play now, and I'm like, holy cow, I shot what scores out here? You know, and so, but just I think, yeah, I learned to hit a lot of different shots and had a great chance to get out and play.
One of the things that I always like to learn about is what the dynamic is after a round that maybe didn't go so well. And I know maybe there were a few of those over the years, and you had to come home with maybe your tail between your legs a little bit. And what was it like at home? Did they kick you in the butt and say, "Well, get out and practice more," or did your parents kind of say, give you some sort of encouragement, and how did that work, if at all?
What I recall is, first of all, having the opportunity got me to junior tournaments. We didn't go to as many as a lot of the kids go to now, but I think I was given the opportunity to kind of stand on my own, and I had enough instruction. You mentioned Ron Hagen, who was key in my development, but no, I think I was just naturally pretty determined. Just like a lot of kids, I think, out here, I was looking just a few minutes out there to see which kids are out there putting in the dark, and Mike, there's nobody out there doing it. What's going on? But I was that kid, and I had something I wanted to accomplish, and I had dreams that were, of course, ridiculous. You know, thinking I'd go play the Masters and on tour one day, and I was fortunate that it happened. But a lot of it was, you know, myself probably picking myself up. But tons of encouragement and lots of opportunity. And of course, as accomplished as my dad is as a player, I think I got that through osmosis. And then mom's a pretty good player too.
Is there a natural competitiveness? I've heard about some ping pong matches that are pretty serious.
Yeah, that I don't believe that was me. I think that was Brooks Whittle and some others that he tried to beat the snot out of. But yeah, I would say that the most competitive member of our family is my dad. And yeah, I've been around a lot of great competitors, and I'd say he's got what it takes.
You know, as you knew well in advance that you were going to be inducted into the Pacific Northwest Golf Hall of Fame. And so you had to be thinking about that a little bit along the way over the last couple of weeks or months, whenever you found out about it. What's been rattling around in your head? Any real strong visions come to mind, or memories, or people, or events?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, I'd say it was really the first time I went through and looked at all these names and faces and bios of those that are already in there, and I love that. It's, you know, and it's quite impressive. I would say that yeah, it has jarred my memory a little bit, and seeing obviously pictures of a younger version of me brings back memories. But no, it's nice because usually our playing days, you know, those most recent memories aren't so positive. You know, we usually don't retire so gracefully. It's usually, you know, bad scores on a scorecard and that sort of thing. But it's nice to remember the good days.
Yeah. When you were, we love following you when you were on the tour. Did you have mentors or guys you hung around with and who were really important in your career that way?
Good friends, mentors, I'm not so sure. I think I was, probably if I had to do it over again, I would have paid more attention to how I did it, a little less on how others did it. I think that that's a mistake. In trying to get better, we usually start copying or that sort of thing. But and most often when somebody gets out on tour, they've pretty much got what it takes for me to ride that.
And tell us, mentioned it briefly in the video clip that we played a moment ago, but tell us what you're doing now.
Yeah, I'm a golf instructor now, have been for a number of years, teaching at Pro Golf Bellevue and working to secure a place to teach short game as well outdoors. But no, it's fun. I tell the story that I look at my lesson book and I've got an 83-year-old that has Parkinson's coming in, and I've got a 16-year-old kid that wants to play D1 in college and everything in between. So I love it. I've all got goals, you know. The older gentleman just wants to get in the air again so he can play with his buddies on Mondays and have lunch with them. And then, anyway, so it's fun. It's fun to help others achieve whatever their goals are and, you know, try to get better every day.
Rick, we want to just say huge congratulations from everybody in this room, and you have made our golf life richer by your pursuits, and we just admire everything that you've accomplished. Thank you.
Thank you.
And congratulations.
Thank you.